Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do a crepes, and I'm going to make different videos on this because I don't want this to be too long. I'm going to be doing one for how to make the crepes and the filling, and I'm going to do another one on how to make whipped cream and another one on how to make clarified butter. So we're going to start off with the ingredients. Now this recipe I'm making a double batch, so if you want a single batch you just cut it in half. And I'll go through the ingredients. Now I'll start over on this side. I have 1 cup of water, 1.5 cups of milk. I have 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 4 eggs, 6 tablespoons of sugar, 2 cups of flour, and 6 tablespoons of melted butter. Now this is optional. I'm not going to put it in. I put it in the fruit filling that I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to add some Grand Marnier. Now you don't have to use Grand Marnier. You can use another, I know Grand Marnier is a little expensive, but you can use other fruit flavored liquor. Okay, they make cheaper ones, and the taste difference really isn't that bad, but I like the Grand Marnier flavor because it has that bitter orange to it. So let's get on the way, and I add in the wet ingredients first into the blender. So we put the water, put the milk, put in the vanilla, I'll put in the 4 eggs, I'm going to put in the butter, okay. Now what I'll do is I'll put in the dry ingredients, the sugar, and then I'll put in the flour. Now I'll put on the cover. Alright, and we'll put it in. Now the reason why I go in that order is you don't want the dry ingredients, the flour in the bottom, and add the liquid to the top, because what will happen is it will get all stuck in the bottom, and you don't want that. It's better to start off on the top. So that's just a little tip of why I put it in that order. Now we're going to start off with a slow speed just to get it going, and then we're going to increase the speed. All we're going to do is put it on low, and you can see it doesn't get stuck on the bottom. Now some could get stuck up here, but we'll take care of that. Now I'm going to have to knock that down with a spoon, so just bear with me. I have to get a spoon out, wooden spoon, and we'll just knock this down. Now, another thing is, the reason why I go in this order is you want to get this all mixed, and then you want it to sit in the refrigerator for at least an hour, so it will settle. So that's what we're doing. You just have to knock down a little bit more, and that will be it. I'm just looking all around, making sure that I have it in all scraped together. Now we'll blend the final time, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator. So that's it for this part. Next part, I'm going to make mango, one batch of mango crepes and one batch of blueberry crepes. Just follow along and I'll get back to you. Alright, so I'm back. I'm going to make the filling. Now, like I said, I made a double order of the batter for the crepes. For the filling, I'm going to make one blueberry and one mango. Now, what I have here in the bowls is a half a cup of water, a half a cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of butter, a tablespoon of vanilla extract, and I have in here cornstarch. I have 2 tablespoons of cornstarch mixed together with 2 tablespoons of water. Now in here, I'm using frozen fruit that I get from like Sam's Club, or you can go to Costco, sometimes they have it there, or you can go, your local supermarket. And I have blueberries in here. I have 4 cups. Now it doesn't have to be measured exactly. It could be over 4 cups. You want the cup to be overflowing. So it's probably between 4 and 5 cups, actually. And the same thing with the mango. Okay, so that's what we do. Now, the first thing we have to do, and I also have Grand Marnier. We're going to use a little Grand Marnier for the flavor. Now, I don't measure that out. I just pour a dash into the ingredients. Now, what we're going to do is, I have a 2-quart pan here, and I'm going to pour in the water and the sugar, and I put it on high heat. Now what I'll do is I'll get a spoon and I'll stir this. Now when you do this, this is called making a simple sugar. It's equal parts of water to equal parts of sugar. So we're going to wait till that heats up and comes to a boil. I'll show you what happens. Now, it came to a boil, and as you can see, I'll take that off. As you can see, it's fully melted, the sugar. This is how you get it. It becomes clear. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to add in the fruit. So we add that in, and what we have to do is we have to wait for this to come back up to a boil, and then we're going to reduce the heat. This is going to take a little bit of time, and while this is doing that, you mix it to get it evenly cooked. So you wanna mix this until it comes back to the boil, and then I'll show you what to do. As you can see, it came back up to the boil, and I'm going to add in the butter. Mix that in, and I'm going to add in the vanilla extract. Now we're going to lower the heat a little, just so it cooks down. Now we're going to leave this to cook for about another 3 to 5 minutes to allow it to cook and to evaporate some of that water, because you don't want the filling to be runny. You want it to be a little bit firm, and that's why we're going to use cornstarch. I'll get back to you. Now we're ready to add the cornstarch. Now with cornstarch, I pre-mixed it, but just before you put it in, you have to mix it again, because what happens, I don't know if you can see this, but the cornstarch settles to the bottom and the water is on top. So you have to mix it just before adding it into your fruit mixture. So, oh, one other thing I forgot. I almost forgot. Hold on. I forgot to put a little Grand Marnier in. Now, okay. Splash the Grand Marnier. Mix it. Smells good. And now what we'll do, like I said, you mix this thoroughly, and you want to pour and mix at the same time. Otherwise, cornstarch will clump together, and you don't want it to clump together. And you need the high temperatures when you're doing, now you can see that thickening, okay? Look at that, huh? You want to keep on stirring while you're doing that, because if you don't, what happens is the cornstarch will hit the bottom, and then you're going to have clumps of cornstarch, and that's no good. So, and you can see how this had thickened already. Look at that. Very easy to do. It's just technique, okay? And pouring the ingredients at the right time and having the right temperature and boiling off some of the ingredients. You know, don't be in a rush. So, and you gotta stir this, because now what I have is a bowl. This is the bowl that I had used previously. I don't want water on the inside. The water on the outside is okay. And we pour it in there to let it cool. Now, one thing is, I don't put this in the sink right away, because my wife does the cleanup on this by getting all the goodness out, and she'll scrape this and eat whatever is left. She does the same thing with cranberry sauce. So, isn't that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so that's that. Now, I do the same thing with the mango. I don't have to show you. You have to be careful. Now, the blueberry and the mango have the natural pectin in it, which also serves as a thickening agent. One fruit that's more difficult, now you may have to buy pectin in the store, is strawberries. Strawberries come out a little bit watery when I do it. You have to add in either pectin or add in more cornstarch. I'm going to fix this up, and then I will show how to make the crepes from the batter, and that will be one of the next steps. but I also have to make some clarified butter. I'll show you that. That will be in a separate video. I don't want your heads to explode from too much information. I'll get back to you. I'm back. We're going to make the crepes, the outside of the crepe, and I have my clarified butter ready. I heated up the pans. I have it on medium heat on the stove, and what I'm looking for is I have a ladle. Here it is. So I have it ready to go, and what I do is I take a brush, a silicone brush, and I go around like so. This one is hotter because I was using this before. I was going to use the ladle, but and what you do is I'm using an 8-inch pan, and I put it in there. Now, for some reason, the Teflon doesn't cook the same way as the stainless steel. Stainless steel, especially these, they're very good, and they retain the heat. Now, I don't have. Some people have a special pan for cooking crepes in. So they have a crepe pan, or they have it's like a stove top. Oh boy. And you see, it was sticking a little. I didn't have it even. Sometimes I make mistakes. That's one of them. I'll do it again. So you really you have to make sure it's not sticking. I haven't done this in a long time. I used to make them all the time. Okay. This one should be ready. All it takes is a flip. You see, the non-stick is better, but I still like using this. You get a thinner crepe with the non-stick than you do the stainless. But I'm making a double order, so I need to keep them going. I don't want to be here all day cooking with one pan. And just like that. This is what you do to make it. We have friends that attempt to make crepes. They don't have the technique down, and it takes them. They like when I make it. So I'm going to cook up with the rest of this, and then I'm going to show you how we make a cream cheese spread to go on the inside. I'll show you how to make that also, and we'll get back to you. The next thing I'll make is the cream cheese spread that goes inside the crepe, and I do this by taking 2 bars of cream cheese. They're 8 ounces a piece, so that's 16 ounces, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of honey. So the first thing I'm going to do is put the honey in. And 2. I'll put a little bit in because I'm not going to wait for it to drain off of the spoon. Next thing I'll put in is the vanilla and the powdered sugar. Now, like I told you, I had this in the package sitting at room temperature so it softens. If you don't do that and if you take it directly out of the refrigerator, it's going to be very firm, and you don't want firm, you want it to be soft. So I take a hand mixer, and you could do this by hand, but it's a lot easier with the hand mixer. Put it in. The important thing that you want to do is make sure that the sugar and the honey and the vanilla is evenly incorporated into the cream cheese. So you don't want one part to be a lot of vanilla. You don't want a lot of sugar in one place. You don't want a lot of honey. You want to evenly put around. The next thing will be for the assembly of the crepes. I don't do that. My wife is the one that does that. She fixes things a little bit better. I prepare this and she does the assembly process. That will be the next step, and I'll see you then. I'm back, and now we're going to do the assembly part, and we're going to do the mango. The mango, whether it's mango or blueberry or whatever, it doesn't make a difference. Now, one of the things that you can do, and if you want to be kick it up another notch, is have fresh fruit of each variety, the blueberry and the mango, as a garnish that you can place on top. We're not kicking it up a notch today, but my wife is going to do it, and she only wants me to show her hands because she's shy. Anyway, we're going to get going here, and as you can see, we have the ingredients. We have the crepe wrapper, we have the mango fruit, and we have the cream cheese all together, and she's going to show you how she does it. She takes a wrapper, places it in the plate, and she takes some of the cream cheese that we made, and you don't need a lot. The flavor really comes through on this, and she puts that on, and then she takes what is that, at least a tablespoon and a half of the ingredients, and puts it on. You gotta put more on, or that's it?
That's it.
Okay, so about a tablespoon and a half, and she folds it once and folds it again. Now this is how they make the crepes Suzette, but when they make crepes Suzette, they flambe the ingredients, the crepe. So that's it. Now, one other thing we're missing, okay? One thing we're missing is I forgot to do whipped cream. Thank you very much. So that will be a separate video, but we're going to serve it with whipped cream on the side. And I make my own whipped cream. It's not that hard to do. And we'll show one more time. You put the cream cheese on. Put the mango on.
This one I will put.
What's that?
I'll put more.
More, okay, a little bit more, yeah. Let's be generous. Okay. And we flip it and fold it over. Like I said, you can serve this and you put a little bit of the mango on top, the fresh mango on top, or the blueberries, or whatever fruit you're doing. You put it on top, and then you put on your whipped cream, and you can also put a little bit of powdered sugar to give it a little oomph. I'll get back to you. What I'm going to do is we're going to finish up with these, and I'll do the whipped cream, and then we'll plate it, and then you'll see how it looks like. Now, blueberry is my favorite. Like I said, if you wanted to kick it up a notch, what you do is have some fresh blueberries around it, maybe sprinkle it with some confectioner's sugar, powdered sugar, and then this is how you can serve it. So I'm going to have my little bite of heaven. Now we put the fresh whipping cream on top. You can taste the cream cheese in there and everything. Very nice. Have a good day, everyone. It takes a little bit of work, but everyone can do something like this. Have a good day.